Me being from a different country, I'm from Mexico, I am very proud about my parents teaching me to give others our time. I remember going to different places where the people were very poor. The main point was to teach them religion, and if it wasn't for us, those people will never hear about God. And I want that for my kids, because it's a very beautiful way of giving yourself out of what you're thinking that is your own world.
Grew up not far from Plain, Wisconsin, on a dairy farm. I spent some time at Marquette University. Discernment was heavy-handed throughout the entire process. God was there pretty much the whole time. It took me 4 years to kind of figure it out and kind of say, yeah, I can't go on, Lord, without following your plan. Take me if you want to, and let's take this journey. And he's done pretty well. He's won.
There was a point in my childhood where the priest kind of was talking about Mary's fiat, Mary's yes to God, and I remember thinking, like, if I could take away somebody's suffering and take it onto myself, even for a little bit, it's something that I would do, like being selfless and giving of myself.
To portray the Holy Family as a priest is to say yes. Mary's fiat is you don't know what the Lord is going to bring. To say Mary, when the angel Gabriel appeared to her, knew what the Lord was going to offer her, what the future was going to behold. You had to have shaky knees to say that yes.
So then, in family life, the husband and wife say yes to each other, and, the blessing of a child that then you both pour yeses and love into, there's a great symbolism there where, the unending love from God is then poured out into family, and it's just been really inspiring for us.
I think living our mission of charity means best utilizing all the gifts that we've been given from God. It's our time, our talent, and our treasure that we can show an example for our children that we've got one go at it here on earth, and if we're going to sacrifice for our faith, that we can do the most that we can with our gifts that we've been given.
Just to practice one's own faith, and to live out charity in the best that we know how, and through the sacraments and through prayer life and through community and fellowship, like all these values come through, starting from the family, the domestic church. And the Holy Family able to witness to that and witness to what a family should be striving for in their faith, in their charity.
For us, charity is the most important thing to teach our kids. I think charity needs to be part of our ordinary life, because that's going to reflect in everywhere they are. And we think that charity is the foundation of every virtue. If we don't start with charity, I think a lot of the virtue will have no sense.
We like to model charity for our kids too through like having families over for dinner, like kind of going out of our way to help our friends and our neighbors, showing that their needs are important.
But also to be present with them, just to be a witness of discipleship, to be with them when they're going through their hardest times or the most exciting times. They see Christ walking there with them.
I think that's right where Christ wants us to be. Being selfless is, in a way, an act of charity in itself, because you're putting your own desires and needs below those of somebody else, and giving yourself even when you don't feel like you have anything to give sometimes.
I think we can share a charitable effort by its nature. Oftentimes charity is sacrifice, and that can be very difficult. But if you look at the sacrifices that were made by the Holy Family, that the foundation of our church and our religion are based upon, you look at the foresight and the thought about investing in the future for our children and the next generation so that they can grow up believing in their faith. It's crucial that we all consider what we can give monetarily as well as with our other time and talents.
So in regards to the annual Catholic Appeal, I think what better place to be charitable than our church? Our diocese is responsible for so many organizations, outreach events, ministries that, help our brothers and sisters in Christ. And, that's where I want to kind of pour resources into so that our faith can be a light in our world and lift other people up.
During these days between last October and next October, the whole church is focusing on the theme of family, because family is the foundational cell of civilization, of society, and of the church. This year, our ACA theme is living out the mission of charity. What does charity have to do with family? Absolutely everything, because family is the school for charity, where parents and young people are formed in the kind of unselfish love that Jesus Christ calls each one of us to practice in our lives. And of course, it is in families that the young learn to go to church every Sunday. And this is where all of us get the grace and the knowledge to live our faith unselfishly day in and day out in all those little ways with charity. And so I'm here to ask you, please, to be very generous in your support of this year's annual Catholic Appeal. I've come to you recently about our Priests for the Future campaign, which allows us to continue to support our seminarians in their seminary studies. I know that I've already asked you to be generous, but we are a family. We want to continue to have the funds to support family life, to support family precisely as the school of charity. Please join me with a generous heart in making this effort during our annual appeal. Thank you, and God bless all of you.